The wise man will live as long as he ought, not as long as he can. The obstacle is the path. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. It is the nature of the wise to resist pleasures, but the foolish to be a slave to them. The world turns aside to let any man pass who knows where he is going. The secret of happiness is freedom, and the secret of freedom is courage. Live according to nature. The first rule is to keep an untroubled spirit. The second is to look things in the face and know them for what they are. He suffers more than necessary who suffers before it is necessary. The soul should know how to fly above troubles, just as birds fly above the clouds in the sky. Happiness is not in things, it is in you. It is not the man who has too little that is poor, but the one who hankers after more. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been. The wise man sees in everything he desires to avoid a cause for growing stronger. You have within you right now everything you need to deal with whatever the world can throw at you. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a man who is alive. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. He who is brave is free. No person has the power to have everything they want, but it is in their power not to want what they don't have, and to cheerfully put to good use what they do have. Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. It is not the man who has too little that is poor, but the one who hankers after more. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. It is the power of the mind to be unconquerable. What stands in the way becomes the way. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your own estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. No person has the power to have everything they want, but it is in their power not to want what they don't have, and to cheerfully put to good use what they do have. To be free is not to be exempt from suffering, but to be able to endure suffering. Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle: some things are within our control, and some things are not. Do not let the actions of others determine your peace. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Fortune falls heavily on those for whom she's unexpected. The one always on the lookout easily endures. You should pray for a sound mind in a sound body. The only way to happiness is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. The greatest blessings of mankind are within us and within our reach. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. The mind is the ruler of the soul. In seeking wisdom, the first step is silence, the second listening, the third remembering, the fourth practicing, the fifth teaching others. Control your perceptions, direct your actions properly, willingly accept what's outside your control. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. A man's worth is no greater than the worth of his ambitions. Success in life is not for those who run fast, but for those who keep running and always on the move. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. The wise man does not grieve for what he has not, but rejoices in what he has. The whole future lies in uncertainty. Live immediately. To be even-minded is the greatest virtue. Not how long, but how well you have lived is the main thing. Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it. We should always be asking ourselves, is this something that is or is not in my control? It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. A man's worth is measured by how much truth he can bear. The obstacle is the path to success. Life is very short and anxious for those who forget the past, neglect the present, and fear the future. How does it help to make troubles heavier by bemoaning them? Happiness depends upon ourselves. Happiness is not achieved by the conscious pursuit of happiness. It is generally the byproduct of other activities. Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. It is better for you to be free of fear lying upon a pallet than to have a golden couch and a rich table and be full of trouble. He who commits injustice is ever made more wretched than he who suffers it. We do not so much need the help of our friends as the confidence of their help in need. Death does not concern us, because as long as we exist, death is not here, and when it does come, we no longer exist. Wise men speak because they have something to say, fools because they have to say something. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. The ultimate value of life depends upon awareness and the power of contemplation rather than upon mere survival. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. The measure of a man is what he does with power. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. Courage is knowing what not to fear. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. We must exercise ourselves in the things which bring happiness, since if that be present we have everything, and if that be absent, all our actions are directed toward attaining it. The wise man sees in the misfortune of others what he should avoid.